Hello everyone and welcome back to Abstract Medicine. I hope you are all doing well. Thank you so much for subscribing to Abstract Medicine 888, listening, tuning in to all of the playlists that we have here throughout the years since essentially, I would say, since it really kind of came into its prominence, probably around 2020, let's be honest. So thank you so much for joining and all of your private readings, private sessions. I really, really appreciate you. Today's a very special reading today, and it's all about Pluto in Aquarius, and I'm filming this at the exact time of Pluto now stationing in Aquarius. It's the 19th of November, and just very, very excited about it all. We have an interesting backdrop today. It is the behind the scenes of the usual that I normally see, but not the usual that you normally see, which is the tarot table and what I look out to when I say that I'm seeing birds, I'm seeing movement. And for those of you who can zoom in a little bit, you'll be able to see some snow. So today it started to snow. So that was really beautiful. It really did feel very magical, felt like a Christmassy, New Year, New Age feeling. And I can't help but think it is just divinely blessed, really. So Pluto in Aquarius, interesting time. The last time Pluto stationed in Aquarius was 200 years ago. 200 years ago. Don't worry, you don't have to be an astrologer, you don't have to be into all of this esoterica and hidden teachings and hermeticism, magic. You don't have to be into any of that or do any of that. All that you get to know right now is it's a very important new stage. You may have heard of the Age of Aquarius, and that is about a new era. We've just moved from the era of Pisces, the age of Pisces. I've iterated this before in many of my readings, but if you're new here to the channel, welcome, and thank you again for subscribing and pressing the like button and dinging that bell for notifications for future readings. Pisces, my sun sign, is all about fantasy, dream world, romanticism, love, creativity, very strong psychic abilities. Pisces incorporates all of the signs. It's the 12th sign of the zodiac, and it's understood the whole journey from the very beginning of the astrological year, which starts with Aries, ending in Pisces. So, very mutable sign, gets on with all people, gets on with everyone, because they understand, or Pisces understands, each sign as their own. Empathy, compassion. The shadow sign of Pisces is being a doormat, not being able to implement those dreams into reality. Pisces is also very film, very cinema, very Hollywood. So if we're moving away from that age of illusion, sometimes even disillusion, what it means is that we're moving into an age of authenticity, Aquarius. We're moving into an age of a new beginning, a new insight. Aquarius can be quite cutting, straight to the point, maybe even emotionally distant. Other times can be very, very much into humanity, ruled by Uranus, can talk about good surprises and also bad surprises. Uranus is a very explosive planet. And still, even today, the last few days, I tuned into a news channel and it spoke about Uranus and how unaware we are really about this planet. We think that we know the planet, but we don't. So, Uranus is about focusing your attention on your potential for sudden change that you wish to implement in your life. This can also be a great shift for a lot of people to experience awakening, to experience enlightenment. What does that mean? We talk about this a lot in the spiritual community, in the medicine circles. But for the world out there, this is what we've got to look at. For those of you who are healers, we've got to look at how to meet people where they are at their level, at their understanding, and see if we can plant a seed of understanding or even awakening within them on what these teachings are about. So enlightenment is about what is being shed light on in your soul. This can talk about an activation of, oh, I know my true calling now. For some people, it can also be a close encounter. Yeah, that's it. Ufology of UFOs, of UAPs, of sentient beings that shouldn't really be in our house. So Uranus is very revolutionary. It's a very revolutionary planet. And Aquarius is also about that too. It's about being a visionary, being very unique, being extraordinary. So look at your astrological natal chart. See if you can understand your own purpose looking at your astrological natal chart. Of course, you can also book that with me here on my website here with Abstract Medicine. And I usually do conduct my readings here in the healing room. And I'll look at your exact date of birth. If possible, if you have the exact time of your birth, I can look at it too. And I study your whole chart. Your sun sign is important, but it's not as important as the whole 360-degree, full, spectacular essence of who you are at the snapshot of the date and time of your birth. But as I said, if you don't have the exact time of your birth, don't worry. So Uranus is about revolutionary. It's about how can you be of leadership? How can you create change for the greatest good for humanity, which is Aquarius too. As I said, Aquarius is ruled by Uranus. Do expect revolution. Do expect big change. Do expect good surprises and bad surprises. Now let's have a look at further what Uranus is. Before I do, please do press the like button. Get yourself a cup of tea as well. Maybe a notepad, pad of paper, or a pen or a journal. Get cozy, get comfortable. Listen to this reading for however many times you wish. Put it on pause. Get yourself a snack as well. We like to get cozy and sweet and comfortable. As I always say, even in my private bookings, I always say, just, treat this as your little spa day. So the current energy is focused on the part of you that is represented by the planet Uranus. This is the part of your personality that is happy to cut off from a situation and go it alone. This may be because someone else's behavior irritates you, or it may be because you can see an original way of doing something and you want to try it out. Uranus is the revolutionary spirit within you that wants to break free of restrictions and enter fresh new territory. When we are in the mood, we don't want to be held back, and we can be uncompromising. It may be you that is feeling this revolutionary spirit, or perhaps someone around you is behaving in this manner. If the latter, you'd be wise to let things be for a little while, for their freedom will be essential now. When we feel the Uranus part of ourselves, we want to strive for something outside of ourselves, casting off personal ties and family commitments or even loved ones. This time is about groundbreaking awakening and enlightenment, when the concepts of freedom, the future, or humanitarian ideals become important. The genius of the individual is released in a sudden and unexpected eureka moment. Like a transformative bolt of lightning, although anything that is past its sell-by date will have to go. This energy is about replacing it with something new and exhilarating. So, It should not be seen as a negative. It is actually liberating. You might find a group of like-minded people who share your newfound enthusiasm, but in truth, the most important thing is that you allow room for this inspiration and electrifying energy to make all the changes it needs to do, as it brings in a whole new perspective and opportunity. So we have very electric energy, revolutionary energy, impactful, transformative energy, talking about humanity as well. Now, when we add that with Pluto, and Pluto being an Aquarius, it's an even more of an extra transformative energy. As you know, by this channel, I've mentioned Pluto packs a punch. Now, Pluto is the very far distant, the ancients used to call it a planet. We know it's a dwarf planet, but it's a far away planet. And whatever is far away comes back around again. Pluto rules Scorpio. Scorpio is the energy of the phoenix. It's the energy of the shaman, the energy of the one that takes the poison, transforms and transmutes it into medicine to heal others, to heal themselves and then heal others. Whatever is dead, whatever has been, maybe I also feel with the energy of death, which is Pluto, can talk about an unexpected but necessary ending. And this was needed, so no matter how that's transpiring in your life, in your personal life, your romantic life, your familial, your career, even your age, how you're turning from one point into another point of your season even, this talks about an inevitable transformation that's taking place. But it's about your ability to transform, to take a big leap forward from an ending into a rebirth. Let's have a look at Pluto. In each of us, there is an instinctive urge for survival, an impulse for life so strong it will transcend the most devastating of setbacks and lift us upwards into magnificence. This impulse has such transformative energies. It can take any situation, including an already good one, and make it incredibly productive. The part of you that is described by Pluto is now engaged, so you are given a powerful impetus for growth or rebirth. Life is an evolutionary process and change is inevitable. The Pluto force ensures things grow into what they must become, for they cannot stay as they are. The maiden leaves home and becomes a wife. The wife gives birth to a baby, and the student becomes a professor. As we reach these milestones and take the next opportunity, we cannot go back to the way things were before. We must evolve and grow. This may require an ending. For instance, the wife may leave her job to have her baby, but the ending always has a new beginning. This is the promise of life itself. But in order to make room, we may have to let something go to gain something new. We may, for instance, begin a whole new fabulous way of life when we end a bad relationship, even though the ending felt awful. You can create something wonderful now, for the most intense and powerful energy in you is activated, which releases the power of the Kundalini, the secret and magical power of your unconscious mind. You may be in a period of immense change and transformation, but sacred, creative forces seek to awaken you into higher consciousness and enlightenment. You should make the most of the possibilities at this time. The only limit to what you can achieve will be your own imagination and confidence, so reach for the stars. Now, look at Pluto and where that is in your natal astrology, where Scorpio is in your astrology. What's happening there? Is it affecting the home? Is it affecting your health at this time? Whatever it may be, have a look into it. Reaching for the stars is Aquarius energy. Now we're going to move on to the tarot portion of this reading, and you will know that by now, and if you don't worry, Aquarius in the major arcana, the big shifts, the major arcanum of the tarot is the star card, or in Italian, le stelle. The tarot began really, they say, from Africa, and then it was a playing card game, and North Africa in particular, and then moved through Italy and France, particularly played in the royal courts of France and Italy. Now, I have obviously a very strong connection with Italy because I'm also Italian. I hold dual nationality, dual citizenship, dual residence, so that's great. But there is no surprise that my connection with the tarot is very, very deep, very, very strong. The tarot really is a French word, le tarot, but in Italian it's I tarocchi. Tarocchi means occhi, like what is in the eyes. Occhi is the eyes. So what is going deep within the eyes? What is going deep within what I need to see with my third eye, which is here. And this is why the tarot has become such an amazing divination tool, because we see between the lines. We start to look into what our eyes are not necessarily seeing with the physical eyes, which can also be the illusion of Pisces in what we are being projected and what this perception of our perceived reality is, which can be an illusion, into the true reality, which is Aquarius, which is what is happening now in this new age of Aquarius and what's being shed light on, is the pulling down of the veils of illusion into the reality of actually our true perception, which is being awakened within our third eye. So, as I said, we're moving into the tarot portion. So, yeah, and this was an astrology reading card reading for Pluto in Aquarius. We're going to be looking further into some more guidance from Spirit, the angels, archangels, God, Jesus, Yeshua. If Ganesha would like to also come in as well to remove all obstacles of negativity and usher in abundance, then please do. Om Mani Padma Om as well. That would be amazing. So thank you so much. So let's look at the situation for you right now in what you're leaving behind. We're going to be using the past life deck, the romance angels, and the tarot, and some more cards as well that may come through. Okay, so what are you leaving behind, collective? Okay, we've got galactic, which is very interesting, and I, interestingly enough, if you're able to see this video, not only just listen to it, you'll notice my nails. I painted my nails yesterday, and I can't help but be reminded that there must have been something unconscious within me. My Venus is in Aquarius. In sidereal astrology, my sun sign would be Aquarius, and these are very Aquarian nails, very iridescent, very iridescent. So, but with this galactic card, we can see that there is an energy of you're leaving behind something physical into something more expansive that connects further into other galaxies. Now, this is the star, or the stars. What else are we leaving behind? As a collective, and also in your personal life. Look, we're leaving behind, and we have the card leaving or travel. Now, this is a really interesting card because it does exactly talk about leaving. So we are in a stage of transitioning. This card reminds me of a spiritual journey. This also reminds me, of course, of a relocation. Now, some of you could also be leaving a particular place or area or town or city to move to a place, town, city, area, home that feels more actually like home to you on a soul level. This could also be connecting with soul family as well, a community. Now, there was a private reading that I conducted with a client who just moved from one place to another place, and the card community came up as well. And I mentioned that there was a need for communality. So what that means is unity in a commonality. So it's not just about a false community, it's about a true community that really feels like home, that feels like a chosen soul family, right? So with this leaving or travel, some of you are going to be moving to a place, a situation, in your own being, a time and space where you could be getting a profound deja vu moment. I've been here before. Yes, you have. You're moving into a new place, a new home, where you've actually lived before in another past life. And at this place, you'll be able to see the stars very clearly. You'll be able to see your galactic family. And also, you know by now, for those of you who've tuned into previous readings, I've connected with Commander Ashtar from the Galactic Federation, who is a sentient being. He also is sort of giving a nod to this reading, saying that you will be connecting more with your soul family from other galactic star systems. So he has been coming in very subtly the last few days to tell me to do a reading with him. So I will be doing that soon as well. So keep an eye out for that reading, or tune in and listen as well. So there's that. Now, we also have scribe or writer. Now, there can be some of you who are being really compelled to urge to write more. Some of you are really being asked to document your experiences, and that's what some of you are leaving behind. Interestingly enough, as we're moving into an age of Aquarius, can talk about further enhancement and expansion of artificial intelligence, which, for good, bad, worse, or ugly, it's something that we've all just got to accept. This is the nature of Uranus and the nature of Aquarius as a sign. So, but interestingly enough, some of you are moving away from analog into digital, and some of you are moving from digital into analog, but it can also talk about a balance between both. Okay. A lot of you in a previous lifetime were also scribes. So you researched, you documented your experience, and you added them to the annals of time. Okay. So I wouldn't be surprised, for some of you, you may have actually been prophets, apostles, disciples, saints incarnate today to come through that in this lifetime to reopen those scribes, ancient scriptures, reopen those annals, to reactivate that hidden knowledge for humanity. Now, Spirit is saying, look at the plume that I have. Exactly. So I have this plume, and as you know, I use this plume to indicate certain descriptions in the tarot reading, or tarot readings. And there is something here about this connection with spell work, with scripture, with writing, with spelling, and calligraphy. So some of you could be enhancing that, or reopening that love for writing, drawing, calligraphy even. There was another message that came through but now has passed. We're going to have a look at the tarot. Now, Spirit is also saying that, yes, paper was invented by the indigenous people of North, South, Central America, as well as other indigenous nations. But I can't help but think, with the scribe and the writer and this pulp paper that's there, I can attribute that to 200 years ago, Pluto in Aquarius, in the Western world, paper was invented, you know. I also feel the newspaper was also of high significance too. Now, we know that Pluto in Aquarius, when it last stationed around this time as well, was also the independence of the United States from the British. What is the collective understanding at this time? What is the collective moving into? Judgment. Now, this is a very Pluto card. This is a reawakening. Judgment is a reawakening. It's a wake-up call. It's someone who has died and has been reborn and has been given a second chance by Spirit, the Almighty. So it's snowing right now, and this card also indicates snow, frost, where the sun is being beamed on the snowy land. There are flowers that are budding and bursting forth with colour and happy vibration. For those who have the eyes to see, Spirit is saying. So for those who have the eyes to see and wish for change, wish for help, your faith has been and will be rewarded. Help is on its way. You are taking off the shackles of a previous lifetime and a previous form of your identity. I'm currently channeling here. And you're now exposing yourself with grace, with integrity and tranquility, sharing that light of who you truly are authentically to the world. But it started with you and your connection to us. Your connection to us has been testing. The test has been passed. Congratulations. You have now cancelled and removed all negative karma from previous lifetimes, and this has now been cancelled and crossed off from the Akashic record, the Akashic library, the library of the Akasha. For many of you who have left a situation, a relationship, a situationship, hardship, and energy, this was a courageous act. And this challenging experience was difficult for you. But again, your rewards are coming. Your galactic family would like to appreciate your star quality and your appreciation of them, for you have never left them. You have never abandoned the thought, the idea, the connection, the communication with your star family. The galactic family, the stars, are the sentient beings, messengers, angels that you call them, are honouring you, and they are bowing to you for having faith in them, for having not abandoned them. They thank you and applaud you for being unique, alien yourself, and superfluous. Superfluous, what does that mean? In my understanding of what they're trying to say, or what they are saying, is superfluid. Now, what that means is you are an energy portal of great and immense channeling. You hold the vessel of much knowledge. Water carries a lot of information, like computer data. Water carries the seed of information across oceans and across and in your being and within your DNA. You carry a lot of water. Now, I would like to interrupt and pause one moment. This is also Commander Ashtar who's coming in, by the way. So surprise little wink here. Let me tune back in. Superfluous is also the energy of the water bearer, which is Aquarius. You are the channeler, you are the carrier of water, you are the carrier of timelines, energy, healing, a pause for correction. You are in service to heal, help, support humanity, which is Uranus and Aquarius. I'm also hearing correction facility, so the prisons are also prisons and prisoners are going to have a redirection with how that industry is implemented at this time. I will just say Pluto being transformative and Aquarius being happy and bad surprises can talk about a great transformation with all industries, the criminal industry, the judicial industry, the health industry, the particularly machine industry, which is moving into digital and robotic and artificial intelligence industry. That's of course changing too. Six of Swords is moving on and leaving behind things that no longer serve you, things that hurt you, people who have betrayed you, betrayed your trust, people who, and an experience and an energy of persecution. You're leaving behind that. And this is where that big deja vu comes into play here as well, where as soon as you activate that, you're cancelling out that karma and you're moving into an energy of being around like-minded people. Now, this has happened before, where you moved away from people who used to persecute you. Okay, you could also be witches, of course. We have the Hierophant here too. Now, the Hierophant is also another major arcana. We have two major arcanas here which talk about institutions, funny enough, but not funny enough because there are no coincidences on this channel. So we have the Hierophant, which is all about religion. It's about a religious teacher, a spiritual teacher, a pope, a priest, someone in the community who holds a great position of leadership. Some of you are going to be leaving one doctrine for another doctrine, one way of thinking to another way of thinking. I do see that there is going to be a shift for a lot of you in your religious and dogmatic ideas and ideology to another. I'll just leave it at that because it's quite a big reading, but that's what I'm seeing. Let's have a look at the romance angels. What is the Age of Aquarius bringing in for you? Wow, that card just flew out. Keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectation. Okay. So if you used to have a type, you won't have a type. This is very Aquarius as well. Aquarius is very unusual. Very unusual, very unique-minded. And you yourself could be that person for another person. Very different. You could be opposites. Opposites attract in relationships. Some of you could be experiencing a separation at this time. Time apart from your partner is on the horizon. Or this could be happening at this time where you are in separation, or as I mentioned before, you're leaving behind a situation that no longer serves you, and you've had to choose the higher path of separating yourself from toxicity or difficult people, situations, places that drain you, people that drain you. The person who is coming into your life, for some of you who are not in a relationship as of yet, is someone who is divinely guided, who's also experiencing an awakening themselves. You yourself could be experiencing a double awakening as well. What you're also experiencing right now is healing from addictions and codependency. Addictions are affecting your romantic life. Now, this is where you seek a mentor to help you with that as well. So codependency can be emotional, codependency can be, as I said, addictions as well. Curious to see what's at the bottom of the deck. Release your ex. So for some of you, this could be no joke, and also very on point with the messages already so far, is to release your ex. The time has come to clear your energy, but also to clear them from your life. Whatever is toxic, whatever is draining you, you leave that behind, because that's not coming into the new age. The bottom of the tarot deck, we have the Death card. Again, this is the energy of Pluto and Scorpio, and at the very beginning of the reading of the astrology, we had this here. So there is, again, an inevitable change, an inevitable ending that has taken place, or is actually currently taking place. This is inevitable. This talks about loss, rebirth, endings, change and transformation. As I mentioned at the very beginning, again in line with Pluto in Aquarius. Let's now have a look at the Psychic Tarot for more messages. Solar plexus chakra. So what you're going to be working on at this time and moving forward is more joy. Plain and simple. You're going to be working on your soul, your soul's calling, your soul purpose, which again is in alignment with the reading that I mentioned earlier at the very beginning. What brings you joy, what doesn't drain you, and really living your life in purpose. Now, number 3 could also be your life path number. Number 3 could also be the year of this numerological year for you, or the year moving forward for next year. It could be your personal year, number 3. You can have a look at your numerology just using a search engine of your choice by typing in your date of birth. If you need some further help and guidance with that, you can also book a direct reading with me so I can look into what's happening in your numerology as well. Number 3 is also the Empress in the tarot. So number 3 talks about fertility, creation, talks about also community. Again, this would be in line with the messages that I said earlier and channeled earlier through with the Galactic Federation, in particular Commander Ashtar, and all of the guides who are coming in today in this beautiful snowy morning, to say that communality is very important, coming together for the greatest good for humanity. Communality. What else is it that we need to know? The colour yellow is also going to be very significant. Solar plexus chakra talks about healing around your stomach area, going for things that bring you joy, bring happiness. The sun is also a child. I also want to say that the sun is the opposite of Uranus, in the sense that the sun rules Leo. The opposite of Leo is Aquarius, and they are equal, complementary counterparts. This would also be about your soulmate too, being the opposite of you, but complementary. So what they don't have, you have. What you don't have, they have, etc. Material and spiritual prosperity. Fantastic. So what we're moving into in the new age of Aquarius, Pluto in Aquarius, is material and spiritual prosperity. Plain and simple. Not much to read there, other than a solid foundation, financial success, spiritual maturity as well, and prosperity. The last card is patience. Now, this card came to me in a personal reading just for myself when I was practicing yoga this morning, is the energy of Sagittarius. Have a look at where Sagittarius is placed in your chart, where you have Leo in your chart, where you have Taurus, Pluto, Aquarius in your chart in particular. And Aquarius, yeah, as I mentioned. So, patience is a virtue. Now, Aquarius is known for getting on with everyone and most people, has lots of different friendship groups, but what they are known for is being patient, and I would say being a patient listener and an active listener. Now, Aquarius, being ruled by Uranus, has an emotional, let's say, detachment air, or an air of mystery, an air of being a bit aloof. But this can also work to your favour. So maybe it's about, yes, holding that vessel of water and emotion, and a carrier and a seed of healing for others, but you can't go ahead and save people anymore. You plant that seed, and it's up to them whether to walk that path, move away from toxicity, and move into the path of awakening themselves. Again, this is not about a savior complex. This is about saving humanity in a way that is authentic to you, but where you are also autonomous, which is also Aquarius energy. Sagittarius, the opposite of Sagittarius is Gemini. The opposite of Taurus is Scorpio. Have a look and see how that's playing around in your life. Who has those signs and placements in your life? And how is that affecting you moving forward in the age of Aquarius? If Gemini speaks a lot and has a lot of things in their mind and likes to compartmentalize a lot of information in their mind, but has a sort of mad genius effect, Sagittarius would also implement more patience with having to teach Gemini about how to be a bit more slow with how they communicate these exceptional, intelligent ideas. There is also a little sneaky wink from the universe saying we're also moving into Mercury retrograde. So just be patient and a bit more steady with how you go along your days in the next 2 to 3 weeks. Let's now have a look at the shaman's dream. What's the shaman's dream? One card for the shaman's dream, please. For Pluto in Aquarius. Feast of Plenty. We have another 20 here, which is the judgment card that came in earlier. 1010 is il giudizio, or el juicio, and the judgment, le jugement, right, in French too. So, 20 here. Feast of Plenty, choices and their consequences, exactly. This does talk about cause and effect. Now remember, with the channeling here from the Galactic Federation, what was channeled was moving away from challenges, but also your rewards are coming in as well. This can also talk about a difficult decision, and your Feast of Plenty is coming. Let's have a look at that card. So the age of Aquarius for you is about options, choices, and their consequences, and life's blessings. Pluto in Aquarius would also talk about freedom, free to choose, knowing that you actually have autonomy and freedom. A great feast is laid out before you and requires you to choose what will satisfy your hunger, something new and unconventional, with its potential for bitter or savoury qualities, or something you already know you love. You're faced with a plethora of options right now, and while that may seem to be an extraordinary thing, too many choices can throw you off balance. You might be worried that once you commit, you won't be able to turn back, or refuse to confront the consequences of that decision. The most important thing to realise is that the feast is offering you experiences. No amount of over-analysing or strategizing will help you make the right choice now. Don't debate the right or wrongness, instead just choose. In the choosing is the seed of experience, and that is what is necessary now. Sour, bitter, sweet, savoury. What matters is relishing the experience until you digest all that your choice is offering you right now. Only one warning. Avoid the same choice. If it helps you, if it keeps you hungry, if something didn't feel good or does not bring you what is seemingly promised, do not choose that again. The experience will only repeat itself, and you will have more than a bad taste in your mouth. The feast is yours to enjoy. You can always go back for more when you're hungry again, for life's blessings are ever available to you and calling your name. Beautiful. Let's have a look at the Archangel Gabriel cards. Let's get one card, please, from Archangel Gabriel. Already at the bottom of the deck we have birth. We did talk about fertility. The Empress is also Taurus, by the way, and Libra. Taurus is ruled by the Earth, really, but ruled by planet Venus, and does talk about woman. So can talk about, again, this new age of matriarchy as well, I have to say. And this is maybe, hopefully, what we're all trying to create is a matriarchal world. New life, such as a baby, an idea, happy news, or an exciting project blossoms within and around you. One card from Archangel Gabriel. Spirit actually says that this was what I mentioned. We also have 6 and 6 here. We have 2 20s here. So please put, I claim Pluto in Aquarius 2020 66 in the comments. Thank you, Archangel Gabriel. 2 cards. Detox time. You can't make it up. Release toxins from your body, mind, and diet. And also, I would say, as I mentioned earlier, release toxicity from your life. Move away from things that no longer serve you. Have confidence in your creations. Aquarius is very confident as well. Trust in the power of God's creativity, which is being manifested through you. Beautiful energy. Now we have solar, which is the sun and the life path, and life calling for you to be more alive in the sense of being really in your body and knowing what you're here to do is to live your purpose. Beautiful. Let's have a card from the Angels of Abundance, and we'll close out the reading with the zodiac signs as well. Thank you, Spirit. Organize for success. Do not let the word organize intimidate you, as it simply is a way for you to ensure clarity of purpose. Organizing your thoughts, your reports, your living and work space, and your finances will help you know and plan your next actions. Face your financial fears is what you've experienced recently. Okay, so you were honest about your fears about money, about fears of your self-worth as well. You've also been praying, and the power of prayer is incredibly powerful. It's very, very important to continue praying. Pray for yourself, pray for your needs being met, but also pray for humanity, pray for your loved ones, pray for those who are resistant to change, to surrender into the faith of God and create change themselves. Be that beacon as well of light to others. Having an abundant mindset. If you think of your abundance as something that happens in the future, then it will always be one day away from you. See, feel, think, and speak of abundance as something you already have in the present moment, and that is what you will experience. Okay. So that's what I have. The last card. Lots of cards when I come out. Wow, you cannot make this up. For those of you who've been able to see these cards flip, you will see that we have the card of Aquarius and the card of Pisces. What an absolutely amazing way to end the reading with Aquarius and Pisces right here. Now, it says here, this energy is freedom-loving, rebellious, idealistic, and technological. That's the age that we are moving into, we are in already, and this is the age we're moving away from, Pisces. This energy is wistful, endlessly loving, compassionate, and forgiving. It confuses and softens resolve. Let's have a look at Aquarius. I'm amazed that this card came out. But then, of course, it was meant to be. Always in the truest alignment with the messages from Spirit. The Aquarian energy is technological and visionary. It speaks of the future and has ideals about how much better that future can be compared with the past. Popular mythology has long talked about the coming of the age of Aquarius, with its utopian vision of peace, freedom, and the united brotherhood of humankind, which is the communality that I mentioned earlier in the channeling. This energy is also known for its friendliness, camaraderie, and genuine interest in helping others. This zodiac sign bestows a rebellious need to break up existing paradigms and replace them with new thinking. So don't be surprised if you find yourself wanting to get on a soapbox and address a Greenpeace rally at this time. This energy values freedom above all else, which is what was mentioned, and breaking up with your ex. And not being stubborn about it, because we had Taurus come in quite strongly as well. Taurians in a relationship tend to slog it out when the passion, the emotion, the love was gone, because they absolutely refuse stubbornly to, and are possibly even ashamed to leave that relationship. So learn from the shadow aspect of Taurus and be more in the energy of love, which is the positive light aspect of Taurus, but also look to the future and see if all of your relationships are positive investments as well. Just be clear and blunt like Aquarians can be. I personally have Aquarius in my Venus, and of course I have a lot of Pluto, as in Scorpio, in my chart too. So, and with the nail polish and with these earrings that I chose today, and with this Vivienne Westwood badge that I have, reminded me of seeing things a bit like an alien, because it looks like a UFO. So I am alien, you are alien, we are all alien. So the energy values freedom above all else, and time spent alone is never a problem. Having said that, acquaintances are important. Exactly. So long as they do not make emotional demands. Information, technology, and science may not be your usual choices, but with this energy around you, you are encouraged to investigate how you can use them to your advantage. So this could be social media platforms too. Numerology, which I mentioned earlier. Numerology and astrology may also be interesting. There is a fixed quality to this energy, and it can make one quite stubborn. Just spoke about that. And intransigent. For although the Aquarian mantra is about change, Aquarius wants to change the rest of the world and does not want to change itself. Those who are Aquarian in nature are very good at telling everyone else how to transform, but they are completely unwilling to accept any advice themselves. Well, that's a bit harsh, but that's a shadow aspect. But if you want to have change, you've got to be the change, like Gandhi had said. You may encounter madcap or eclectic people. That'd be me. Not so mad though. Or perhaps you decide to go through a hippie or new age thing yourself. For whatever else can be said about the Aquarius energy, it appeals to single-minded individualists who are not afraid to be different. Now go find your Kafkan and placards. Kaftan and placards. So, beautiful energy, all about freedom, rebellious revolution energy, idealism, visionary, technology, change within you, within the world, and happy, bad, good, incredible surprises. I'm wishing you so much love and light. Thank you so much for tuning in to this very special reading. I'll make sure to have this available so that you can see immediately this video, and let me know how this resonates. Claim down in the comments. Bye for now.